watching News 3 at 6 on KBTX.
Texas legislators are heading back to the Capitol on October 9th for a third special session. Governor Greg Abbott has previously said he wants to make headway on the school choice proposal, which allows parents to use taxpayer dollars to pay for their children's private schooling. It was one of the top priorities that failed to pass earlier this year. School districts are also on the lookout for additional funding amid high inflation. Representative Kacal joins us today to weigh in on this upcoming special session. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, glad to. Thank you for having me in.
The special session starts at 1 p.m. on Monday. What are you expecting to see during this special session?
You know, from what we've been told, it's time to go talk about school choice. We didn't make any headway, like you said, in the first session. So here we go. But it's football season. What are we doing going to Austin? This Aggie's not ready to go back to Austin quite yet. But, you know, when I signed up to be a state rep, one of the things I promised to do was provide the best public education possible. So why are we talking about school choice? Let's make sure that we educate the children of Texas, because that is the legislature's job.
Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment trial showcased the rift between the House and the Senate. Do you see the legislature coming together to pass a school choice bill? You know,
it's going to be very difficult. Tensions are high right now, and then if we watched the federal government yesterday, you know, the speaker was ousted, and you know, there's been a call for that in the Texas House as well. So we're going to go there needing to work together, work on a bill that's going to need a lot of compromise and a lot of bells and whistles to make sure we don't defund or destroy our public education system in rural Texas. You know, a lot of this focuses on our urban schools, and we don't have a lot of these problems in rural Texas, and our schools are the heart of the community. So with the Paxton impeachment, with all the other political banter out there, it's going to be very difficult because the House and the Senate do not see eye to eye. So it's going to be an interesting Monday.
Leadership at school districts in our area have advocated for fairness throughout the school choice debate. A previous measure looked to offer over 5 million students a voucher of up to $8,000 annually to attend non-public schools. In response, Bryan ISD Superintendent Ginger Carabine said legislators should consider raising public school allotments to level the playing field. Where do you stand on this issue, and what have those conversations with constituents been like?
You know, we've heard from a number of constituents, but you hit the nail on the head. It's all about the budget. Public schools need to have a budget that they can stick to. I mean, it is very difficult to hire teachers, pay them what they're worth, and educate our children. And when they don't know what that budget is based on how many kids will be in those seats every month, it's very difficult. And $8,000, if I'm going to be a school choice advocate, when private schools in this area are north of $15,000, how do those families make up the difference between the 8 and the 15? We're in a tough pickle.
Is this the last special session we'll see for a while, or do you think that there's more to be done in Austin that will have lawmakers reconvening?
Well, the governor is adamant we need to get the school choice bill passed. He said a few weeks ago that if we don't get it done in this first 30 days, we'll do it in the next 30 days, and we'll continue till we get it done. Rumors have surfaced recently that he'll give it 30 days this session, and he may change his mind and call us back in January, February, and March until we get it done. So, you know, hopefully there's news or there's a rumor that we'll have some text on a bill that will be presented to the House and Senate tomorrow afternoon, and I'm hoping that that's the case, that we can dig our teeth into it, work with our superintendents, work with our constituents, and see how that might be palatable to the people of Texas. And if there's a compromise and a deal made, we can move on and get this special session done really quick. But you know, based on our conversation, we're going into a very toxic environment, and until we know what we're voting on, it's going to be very difficult to get everybody on the same page.
Something we will definitely continue to follow come Monday. But switching gears a little bit, in August, Texas Central and Amtrak announced they were seeking a potential partnership for the proposed Dallas to Houston high-speed rail. Last week, Congressman Michael McCall said he didn't support the deal. What are your thoughts, and do you think there's a chance this project will move forward?
You know, it's been a state issue for so long, and we have defeated it every time. The train just does not work in the state of Texas. That is not in our DNA. Houston to Dallas, that's not a tough drive from on I-45. Southwest Airlines. Private property rights are being infringed upon. There's no deal to be made. I mean, it will shut down east and west traffic for our agricultural commodities. Grimes and Madison and Falls County, which I used to represent, are adamantly against it, and I stand with them. Having Amtrak involved now, it makes it a federal issue, and I'm glad that our congressmen that I continue to work with, Pete Sessions and McCall and even Morgan Luttrell, are all on the same team. So I like our odds, but we have a long fight in front of us.
Finally, we wanted to wrap up. You mentioned that you're an Aggie. The big A&M Alabama game is this weekend. Do you think our Aggies can pull it off?
I think they can, and I think they will. They're playing out of this world right now. We had a little glitch in Miami, but if you took me to Miami, I wouldn't be focused on football either. Those beaches are beautiful. But we're at Kyle Field. You've got the 12th man behind you. Alabama's coming a little dinged up. I like our chances, and Max is hitting on all cylinders. Let's roll.
Do you have a score prediction?
Aggies by 10.
All right, we like to hear it. Thank you so much, Representative Kacal, for your time today. We always appreciate you coming on the show.
My pleasure. Have a great week.